Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and today we're going to be talking about what is happening out there in the marketplace. Have we hit the bottom? Are we going to see any more bottoms before we get to the end of, you know, this unbelievable bear run that has been going on now for a couple of weeks? And just overall, where are we at and what is happening out there in the marketplace? Because it's really, really important to, you know, things change very rapidly, and it's really, really important to keep up to date about what is going on and what we're up to. A shout out to Michael Jason, who for the last couple of days as well has been sending out whenever he finds an article. If I haven't seen it yet, he sends it through to me, so much appreciated. And thank you as well to the entire community, because without you, the Crypto Serpent would not exist. But let's get right into it. So the XRP price forecast, Ripple could jump to 80 cents in one day. FX Street have analyzed the data. They said, you know, XRP price is surging on the recovery wave. After the dip morning, Ripple was on a steep recovery and looks shoot for the stars today. And I think it will. Like, it's we'll go over the charts in a moment, but the XRP price is coming back, and it's coming back with a vengeance. And we always knew that this kind of thing was going to happen, and there are some key levels and some very important things that Ripple has to hit in order to continue the bull run for it. And, you know, I think it's really exciting. Can we get to 80 cents USD today? I know a lot of you are from Australia, and I much appreciate it. And I'm from Australia as well. I'm from Adelaide. But when we talk about prices, we're talking in USD. And get into the habit, because everywhere, every chart, every article out there in the world talks in USD. So if you can get into that habit, it's much better. Now, Ripple versus Swift. Who's going to dominate the interbank money transfer? It's a real battle between the two, right? And when we look at what one offers versus the other, well, I mean, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't use a Nokia 3310 anymore, and I hope you don't use a Nokia 3310 anymore. No offense to anybody who still uses a Nokia 3310, but it's an outdated system. And if you look here from left to right, RippleNet versus Swift, you can see very clearly, you know, what one does and the other one doesn't. And there is really no comparison between the two systems. And I don't even bother to go into it. I mean, when we talk about 5 minutes and 5 minutes to 24 hours for settlement time compared to a few seconds, you know, the FX rates, you know, they're both determined by banks. So the banks have, you know, it's great, you know, whichever system they use. They don't have to use Ripple's rates. They can determine their own rates. One decentralized, the other one centralized, and it just goes on and on between the difference between the two of them. So what really it comes down to is, from a price action point of view, from a you know, future point of view, more and more banks are adopting RippleNet. But this is going to take time, right? I mean, Swift has been built over decades, and so it is going to take a little bit of time. But over the course of 2022, 2023, they will one by one start to come over. Now, just to prove that, the central bank digital currency gets full BIS backing. Now, BIS is the bank that controls all banks. So if you think about the mother bank, this is the mother bank. So this is the bank that controls, you know, like that, has control of a lot of things that go on around the world. And we, you know, the central bank is giving digital currency to get the full backing of it. This is very important for cryptocurrency, very important for RippleNet and any other crypto that does what Ripple does. It's a great win for them. Now, in terms of news against the SEC, you know, judge hands Ripple another legal win by granting access to the SEC's internal trading policies. I think this is going to be a big one, and I think we're at what now, 8-1, 8 Ripple, 1 SEC as far as in this case goes. Who's counting anymore? But yeah, Ripple's request to obtain the US Securities and Exchange Commissioner's internal trading policies have been granted by the magistrate judge Sarah Netburn. And this is good. This is very good. What will they find? How will it impact? As I've mentioned, you know, there is no reason why this thing can't settle, even though the SEC is trying all they can. And yes, you are right. You know, some of you in the comments are saying this can drag out for years. And I do not disagree with those statements. I do agree with those statements that this could drag out for years. I just don't see it. I can't see it happening. I see either a Grand Slam win for Ripple or a settlement happening very shortly. But let's jump into Atani. Let's see what Atani's telling us. So we're sitting here now on the 1 hour chart, looking at the volume, looking at what's been going on, and like where are we at from a price action point of view. Let's turn on the indicators and let's have a look at where we're at. We did jump out of the Bollinger Band for a little bit during the last 24 hours, and then we came back straight in. Now, a couple of clear things here is that we were obviously running up. Then the MACD is now currently on a bearish. However, on the RSI, every single time that the RSI has gone into the oversold, it has bounced quickly, very, very quickly. And when I look at the previous low of 51 cents, that did touch 3 times. Now, the daily doesn't give you really those nitty-gritty, what's been going on an hourly basis, right? But when you go into this one, then you really get a feel for it. And it does look like the MACD is just about to bounce into a bullish movement. So can we see that rise to 80 cents? I think FX Street are pretty bang on when it comes to how they've called this one. And I think, when we look at the 4 hourly, you can really see a bullish movement, a very fast bullish movement as well. And there is now quite a gap between the bullish segment and the bearish segment on the MACD. And I think that is really important to notice and to take a look at. But on the 12 hourly, it is not bullish yet. It did go into oversold and on the RSI, and then it came back up. But on the MACD, we're still not in a bullish segment. So 4 hour has, but the 12 hour and the daily hasn't yet. But I think that it is only a matter of time as we are rallying up. And then, we're talking about, Bitcoin sitting at 32,900 at the moment, Ethereum at 1,920. I think it's going to be a very nice, solid green day for Ripple. But let's go into some of the drawings and what do they tell us. Okay, so as you know, the channel doesn't sugarcoat it. I don't, bring to you information all about fairy dust and, rainbows and sunshine. And so we can go to 82 today, break, go above, hit 80. We'll probably hit 80 pretty quickly once we bounce off that 67 and retrace and then go again. But there is always the opportunity of, coming back down again to 53, maybe even lower to 45 cents. Don't, the guys out there that are talking about 17 cents XRP, come on, like, let's get real. That is insanity, right? I mean, the amount of XRP that would be bought at those prices would be unbelievable. But what we are looking at right now is this. So this is the kind of formation that we're looking to build. And I think, breaking that 85, breaking the 90 cents, and then going forward into the 180. Once it breaks 180 and it retraces and then goes again, then we will be off to the 320s and beyond. But right now, where we're at and what is going on, I think, that 80 cents does play a very, very important role. Just breaking that and consolidating above it will give us a lot of momentum moving forward. And so that is definitely something that we need to look out for. We need to keep an eye on. If we look at previous, all the way back to 2014, what occurred, then we go up into 2017, 2018, what occurred, and then what has been happening now throughout 2021 and where we're going next. I think where we're going next is very, very exciting. And when we look at, the kind of trajectory and the kind of way that we're going to get there, because it's not going to be a straight line. Forget about the dreams about the straight line and the horoscopes and the sun and the moon and the rainbow and all this stuff that you hear. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? It's not going to be a flick, boom, straight away, $10, right? Everybody would be in it, right? Everybody, as soon as it got to 50 cents the other day, would have just jumped and bought a whole bag of XRP. Nobody did. Majority didn't, right? Majority are panicking, sitting there just waiting. So it is not going to be a straight arrow. But what I do know is that 550 and beyond is coming in 2021. I've always told you that I want 2 things: SEC settlement or win, and a $10 XRP in 2021. And I do very strongly believe I'm going to get that. Now, it's not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I've just done my research, and I know, I know a thing or two about what is going on and what is about to happen. So when we look at the formation over the next couple of days, I definitely see this playing out. We're going to see a very strong movement towards 80 cents, sideways for a little bit, strong movement towards $1.30 and beyond, retrace a little bit, and then go off to 180. Once we break it, then we're off to the fairies. Could we see 50 cents again? I know you asked me. You could see 50 cents again, and we are sitting in a very particular window right now. So that window right now is here. That window, that's the important one. This window that we're in right now, between 65 cents and 60 cents, we got to break above it. We break above, we consolidate above it, we're going to be just fine and go towards 85. Worst case scenario, we're dropping back down to 47 cents. Be on the lookout for both. As always, if you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you. I look forward to see you on the next one.